What's going on, everybody? So today we have the new update dropping. Now, this morning, I recorded it yesterday, but this morning I dropped a video talking about how Blizzard looks like it's going to be late and they're not following through on their 2-week updates. They are a little bit late in a couple of days, but honestly, I'm going to take the L on that one and give Blizzard a W here because I do enjoy this idea that we have these updates regularly, frequently. For Diablo Immortal. So this is actually an exciting thing to look at. And we'll have to see if they did anything that I mentioned in that video. And I believe after looking through Reddit that they have done that. So we're going to jump into all of that in this video. Starting off with when the update's going to drop, looks like October 12th for the US side of things, 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. PDT. So tomorrow I'm going to have the update live in the game and we'll have to talk about some things in the game then. Then we also have a bunch of new events. So first off, the Hollow's Wake limited time event. Already it looks like some sort of Halloween event. And it looks like some sort of quoting here, some sort of poem or something. I'm not quite sure. But it looks like it's going to last from October 19th to November 2nd. And we're going to have 2 realms fused into one. So kind of like, again, a Halloween type Day of the Dead type thing. And it looks like we're going to get some unique one-time exclusive rewards in the Strawman Sack Mask, the Ghost Emote, and the Hollow Choker Portrait Frame. I actually like this. I like when games do seasonal or holiday themed events and give you exclusive rewards or one-time rewards to actually participate in these events. It's a fun time. Usually these events aren't necessarily super exciting, but something that's just kind of a little bit of a novelty and fun to do just to run around. It looks like we're gonna do Elder Rifts, finding a treasure goblin, and then killing some monsters. Not really impressive in terms of mechanics, but maybe they'll surprise me. Then we have the Recruit a Friend. Now this is something I actually want to talk about a little bit because this is something that I saw on Reddit. People were hardcore targeting this and saying that the game is dead because this is in the game. Now, while I do think that the player base has dropped significantly, and you've seen many a video that I've talked about this game and specifically talking about how the game has lost a lot of its player base, I don't think this is anything to do with that at all. There are a lot of games that start the game with a Recruit a Friend option. It's overall just a good thing in the game. If you have friends that enjoy the game and you have some sort of bonus that you can acquire by bringing them into the game, it's a benefit for both parties. I don't see anything bad with this. Now you could say, oh, they're adding it now because the game is dead, whatever. I don't think that this has any kind of, I guess, it doesn't really reflect on Blizzard at all in terms of this is in a lot of their games already just because they like rewarding players, it looks like, for recruiting friends to their game. I see nothing wrong with this. This is all pure gravy, in my opinion. I may even take advantage of this if there are people out there that want to end up playing the game. Obviously, rewards are pretty mediocre. But one thing about this that looks like it's going to happen later on in the update is the new Legendary Crest look. So we'll be looking out for that. Looks like you have a bunch of requirements to go ahead and when you go and recruit a friend. But one thing I will say is this is a limited time, so I'm not sure why. That is a little strange to me. That's the only thing that's strange to me in this. I don't know why it's limited time. I just don't get it. I don't know why this isn't just a permanent thing. That is a little weird to me. But hey, maybe that's another criticism that the game is dying. They want people to go ahead and get people in during this time, like some sort of a limited time. Get in your players, get your legendary crest, get out type thing. I don't know, but I don't know. This is just a pure bonus to me. Then we have the Infernal Knowledge limited time event. This is going to be, looks like, another standard event. There are a few in Sanctuary capable enough to stand against the darkness. You, adventurer, have consigned your days to thinning out the ranks in the burning hells. Equip yourself with Infernal Knowledge to go ahead and prevail. Complete daily Infernal Knowledge task. This looks like just like another Hungry Moon type event, which is cool. Always like to have them in the game. New cosmetic, new Halloween cosmetic. This looks really cool, I'm not gonna lie. I actually really like this aesthetic. I'm imagining this is for the Crusader here. So I'm really excited to see what all the other ones are. I guess they're down here, right? Let's see, we have, looks like this one is the Demon Hunter back here. This is the Wizard. Oh, this is the Waltz Macabre. This is a different cosmetic set. But this one also looks cool. Demon Hunter looks like we have the wizard here over on the left hand side. Maybe that's the satyr. Monk right here. No, this is the satyr right here. Monk. And then we have, I'm not sure between the two of these, which one is the barb and necromancer. Maybe this one back here is the necro. Not quite sure, but it looks pretty cool. I actually really like this as well. And we got some feature updates and some bug fixes. We'll check out the bug fixes just after this. I have it open up another tab, but there's some feature updates, which is really important. This is perhaps the most important thing, and the thing that I saw on Reddit before I saw this update. And this is the thing I talked about in my video earlier today. So right here, they have a new distinguishing factor for different legendary crests, the Eternal, regular, and the rare crest. This is a really nice feature to add in the game. It should have been here since the beginning of the game, but hey, you know, it is what it is. I'm glad that they're adding it. New resource, Telluric Pearls. They're now a resource that can be used to craft 5-star legendary gems. There's 3 ways that we can receive Telluric Pearls: trading hilts. So this is one of the things why I saved hilts for, participating in limited time events, and purchasing specific in-game shop bundles. Cool. Obviously, they're going to have a whale aspect to this, but looks like the way we get it is by getting hilts. So we'll have to see if this is like a daily thing. And for those of you that are saving your hilts since, like, you know, the inception of the game, like myself, you may have a ton of hilts and you may be able to jumpstart your 5-star legendary gem crafting. However, before you go ahead and spend anything on this vendor, I encourage you to wait a couple of days. I'll probably have, I'll do some math on whether or not this is even worth it, or should you even spend on rare crest? Maybe this is so expensive that rare crest actually give you more gem power in the long run. We'll have to see, but we'll also see whether or not, you know, again, this is like a limited time, like a daily type thing or a weekly type thing. Who knows? So depending on how they actually roll this out will determine how good this type of thing is. I thought it was something that you're going to be able to grind for with like some sort of daily or weekly cap, but it looks like they're doing something completely different to what I thought, which, you know, it could be better or it could be mediocre to worse. Defend the vault queue. Immortals can now join a queue to defend the vault. Love this. But the only problem with this, and I saw this earlier, they can re-enter the queue as soon as they finish a defense. They remove the cooldown from the defend the vault queue. And on top of this, previously in a previous patch, they removed it so shadows can't camp the vault. A common strategy that we would use, not because it was like particularly amazing, but just because we wanted to have fun. We would kill everyone in the vault, and then we would sit at the end and just wait for people to join back in so we could fight people over and over again without having to clear all the NPCs. Because honestly, if for those of you that do raid the vault, the most annoying part, at least in my opinion, is killing all the NPCs. So I actually really just prefer to fight people. Now with this really kind of removes some strategies that you can use in terms of overwhelming immortals. Like the whole incentive, the whole idea of the immortals, in my opinion, is that they are slowly going to lose to attrition, and regardless, like you will eventually be able to overwhelm them as shadows. But this part of that is completely removed because they just re-enter. I hate this, to be honest. I hate this last part of it. I like the first part. I hate the last part. It's a minor gripe, but I think it's kind of stupid that they do this now. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Notification tracker, Dark Leader Substitution, Dark Clan Leader Substitution. I actually like this. This is cool because you can assign 2 substitute leaders. So if you have someone that's, I don't know, AFK for a week or whatever, you can just, hey, you got to sub in for me this week. Cool little, you know, quality of life change. And invocation affix improvement. The chance for legendary items with 2 or more magical properties to include an invocation affix has been heavily increased. This is actually a really cool idea because triple items, for example, are going to be increased to include an affix property or invocation affix, which is pretty cool. So I actually really like this. This could be potentially really amazing for the quality of life for invocations. Then we have the bug fixes. Now, this is arguably the most important part of the update, even more important than the free-to-play gem crafting. First off, we have the Cycle of Strife. Immortals' movement speed has been decreased during Shadow War. That could be heavily impactful and really incentivize people to actually fight instead of running around. I literally run around every single time in the Shadow War. I don't actually fight people until we reach that halfway point when we get the extra abilities and we can start fearing people. Then I go ahead and charge in and fight around my fear cooldown. But otherwise, I'm running around. This could change that whole strategy. There's also, we may now choose to immediately move to the next level of the Path of Blood when we finish it, which is a cool quality of life. Additional red dots have been added to the Immortals universe to bring attention to items in the strategy tab. Cool. Vault rewards earned during the week of an overthrow will now be rewarded to Immortals. This is actually a really cool feature for those of you that were Immortals. That last week when you're going to get overthrown, it doesn't matter because you're not going to get rewards anyways. It's kind of the thought process, which is kind of cool. Gameplay. This is the most important thing in this entire update, in my opinion. The party requirement for dungeons in Hell difficulty has been removed. And along with this, I believe hidden layers as well, which is insane. This is a really nice feature. The only problem I see is that it will be difficult to beat these dungeons solo, but at least you can do it. I hope they improve this system even more so, but big W for Blizzard and Diablo in general. I love this change and really am happy that they added it. They also fixed an issue that would cause Science of the Storm Cosmetic to render characters invisible. Issue that would cause the exit to hidden layer to appear before the final boss. Bug where the exit portal was incorrectly spawning. Several updates have been made to the Wrathborn invasion, which is kind of like that noon where one of the kind of Heliquary bosses invades. Boss will now scale the number of participants, increase the number of spawn rate of monsters during the invasion, which is cool. These are really fun features and should be applied to every single event that's open world in the game. Also, I am hard-pressed to think that this little bug fix right here was due to my video. I'm not going to say it was, but I posted a video called Why Barbarian is the Worst Class in the Game, and the first half of that video was me talking about bugs, and this is one of the biggest bugs in the game for the Barb. When you're having Undying Rage, there's a big chance where your Gladiator and your Undying Rage would proc at the same time, meaning that Gladiator basically was completely useless because not only would you not get benefit from Gladiator, but also your Undying Rage would be limited to 2 seconds instead of 5 because you are stationary during the first 3 seconds. This is really cool. I am glad that they're doing it. I hope they go further and do it to every single class in the game and fix all the bugs in the game. Good start though. I'm happy about that, but I'm not going to go too far and praise Blizzard because there's still a lot of bugs that need to be figured out, but I'm happy that they're looking into it, and I'm going to say this is also a big W for Blizzard as well. Several broadcasts, such as when items are bought and earned from the bestiary, gained from events, or dropped from heavy ornate chests. Fixed issue that caused the castle defense leaderboard to not refresh. Fixed issue that caused the ancestral property and then inventory to not display until a player has opened the ancestral tableau. I read through these very quickly because these are very simple bug fixes. And overall, love to see it. Love to see it. Now, here's my overall thoughts on this update. I know a lot of people are being very negative about this update. I don't see why. They've added a new free-to-play feature and crafting legendary gems. We'll see how good that is. I can't give my full opinion on it until I actually see it in the game. It could be trash, and then my opinion would change, but we can't really say that right now. They added the 0 party requirement for dungeons, which is an amazing change. They added the defend the vault queue. They've added a couple of quality of life changes. They fixed a few bugs, and they have a decent event on the way, which is all amazing for a minor update. This is supposed to be, someone that we're receiving every 2 weeks. And this is the kind of changes that we're going to get every 2 weeks. I'm very hopeful for the future of Diablo Immortal here. Overall, I think this is a great update. I don't really have any major complaints of it. The only thing I would say, realistically, is how are you going to roll out this legendary crafting system? Are you going to make it so that it's a weekly reset, so you're not going to be able to use the hilts all that often? Are you going to make it a daily reset? Are you going to include some sort of extra ways to get hilts? Are we eventually going to run out of hilts because we're using it on the Telluric Pearls? Are they even better than the rare crest? Is this something that we even want to spend on, despite we having rare crests in the hilt shop? We'll have to see. I'm very curious to see what this is going to end up being like, because this can change the absolute insane landscape of free-to-play progression. I actually made a video talking about how free-to-play sucks, and you'll probably be seeing that in a couple of days, maybe 3 to 4 days from now. But I still think that even though this is added to the game, I still think that the free-to-play experience is kind of lackluster to poor, and I hope that this does a huge update in terms of that. I don't think it will, but we'll have to see, and I'll give my full thoughts on this specific feature in the next couple of days after I get my hands on it in the game. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think what they're doing is pretty solid? Are you happy with this update? Obviously, you already know my opinion. I'm not sure why people are so negative about this because I think they did a lot of good stuff. You could argue that it's not good enough, and I could see that point in terms of they need to do all this over and over and over again for the next couple of weeks. And I would love to see that as well. But I think that Blizzard deserves some praise here for what they're doing in this update, and I will give it to them. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I'll be reading some of your comments, and I'll see you for the next video. Thank you.